Sister became obsessed with proving I was adopted after Dad mentioned updating his will, so she tried to sabotage my DNA test by submitting her friend's saliva under my name. Update 2. The DNA test kits arrived at Fiona's apartment since she was coordinating everything. She texted our family group chat that she'd received all the test kits and would be distributing them so everyone could submit their samples. She said she wanted to collect them all at once to send to the lab as a batch to make sure they were processed together. I was supposed to meet her yesterday to pick up my kit, but I had to cancel because of a work emergency. I texted her that I'd come by today instead to get it. She said that was fine and that she'd leave it with her roommate if she wasn't home. So I drove over to Fiona's place this afternoon. Her roommate let me in and said Fiona was running errands but had left my test kit on the kitchen counter. There were 2 test kits on the kitchen counter, so I grabbed one and was about to leave when I noticed that the box had already been opened. That seemed weird because these kits are supposed to be sealed until you're ready to use them. I opened the box to check if everything was inside, and that's when I saw that the saliva collection tube already had someone spit in it. I stared at this tube for probably 5 minutes trying to make sense of what I was seeing. The collection tube was supposed to be empty when I received it. I was supposed to spit into it myself, seal it, and then send it to the lab. But there was already saliva in the tube. My first thought was that Fiona had accidentally given me someone else's completed kit. Maybe she'd mixed up the boxes and given me a relative sample by mistake. But then I looked at the paperwork in the box, and it clearly had my name on all the forms. That's when it hit me. Fiona was planning to submit someone else's DNA sample under my name. I immediately called her and asked what the hell was going on with my test kit. She acted confused and asked what I meant. I told her that the collection tube already had saliva in it and the form had my name filled in it, and there was this long silence on the phone. Then she started laughing and said it was just a joke. She said she was testing me to see if I'd notice, and she was impressed that I caught it. She claimed she had filled the tube with her own saliva as a prank and that she had my actual test kit ready for me. I told her that wasn't funny and that tampering with DNA samples was not a joke. She kept insisting it was harmless and that she was just messing around. When I got home, I started thinking about it again. I called her back and demanded to know whose DNA was actually in the collection tube. She tried to brush me off again, but I kept pushing. Finally, she admitted that she had asked her friend Isabel to provide the sample. Isabel is Fiona's coworker, someone I've met maybe twice at Fiona's parties. She's not related to our family in any way. If Isabel's DNA was submitted under my name, the results would show no genetic relationship to Dad or any of our other relatives. I asked Fiona point blank why she would do this. Why would she try to submit someone else's DNA under my name? What was she hoping to accomplish? That's when she finally stopped pretending this was a joke. She said she needed to know the truth about my parentage and that she was protecting Dad's interests. She said if I was really Dad's son, I shouldn't be afraid of taking the test properly, but if I had something to hide, this would reveal it. Her logic made absolutely no sense. She seemed to think that by submitting fake DNA under my name, she would somehow expose me as a fraud. Like, if the fake result showed I wasn't related to the family, that would prove her adoption theory was correct. I tried to explain how insane this was. I pointed out that submitting someone else's DNA would only prove that Isabel isn't related to our family, which we already knew. It wouldn't prove anything about my actual genetic relationship to Dad. But Fiona wasn't listening to logic. She kept insisting that I was hiding something and that my reaction to her plan proved I was scared of the truth. She said if I was really Dad's biological son, I should have no problem taking the DNA test legitimately. I told her I absolutely would take the test legitimately, but that I wanted a completely new kit that she had never touched. I said I would order my own test directly from the lab and submit it myself to make sure there was no tampering. Fiona got angry and accused me of being paranoid and ruining the family genealogy project. She said everyone was excited about the research and that I was destroying it with my suspicious behavior. I pointed out that she was the one acting suspicious by trying to submit fake DNA samples, but she just kept deflecting and saying I was overreacting to what she claimed was a harmless prank. The conversation ended with her hanging up on me after I said I was going to tell Dad what she had tried to do. She immediately texted me begging me not to involve Dad and promising she wouldn't interfere with my actual DNA sample if I just let this go.